Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Наши программы предлагают много языков. Пожалуйста, посмотрите suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Supreme Master Qinghai gratefully present Mr. Jack Norris the Shining World Vegan Promotion Award with all love, best wishes, and high praise for your great dedication and enthusiasm, plus $10,000 as a simple token of support for vegan outreach. May God keep you in His eternal embrace.
Continue watching to find out more.
Vegan. Your loving heart is a precious jewel.
Greetings, cheerful viewers. I'm Roanna. The jovial people of the Marshall Islands would like to say "Gomo," which means thank you, to express their appreciation for your love and care for all beautiful living beings on Mother Earth. May you arise today with the voice of blessings and peace in your heart. Kind viewers, welcome to our final episode of Vegan Outreach, A Force for Good with Jack Norris, vegan. In today's program, we will continue to feature Mr. Jack Norris's advocacy in vegan outreach, a non-profit organization working to eliminate violence towards people from the animal kingdom. During his 30 years of activism, Jack has been recognized with various accolades. He won the Veg News magazine's Columnist of the Year award for 2003 and 2004. In 2005, he was elected to the Animal Rights Hall of Fame. As a nonprofit, Vegan Outreach is a recipient of the Independent Charity Seal of Excellence from America's Best Charities, an organization founded in 1988 to represent charities that meet high standards of public accountability and effective use of resources. Of the 1 million charities operating in the USA today, fewer than 2,000 have been awarded this seal. In order to help vegans who told him they still experienced health issues after switching to a plant-based diet, Jack Norris enrolled himself in the Nutrition and Dietetics program at Life University in the state of Georgia in 2000, and then interned at Georgia State University in 2001. To become a registered dietitian or RD in the USA, one must complete 1,200 hours of supervised practice and pass a national registration examination. RDs are also expected to continue their professional development in order to maintain their certification. Based on his knowledge as an RD, Jack has produced 3 publications, including Vegan for Life, Everything You Need to Know to Be Healthy and Fit on a Plant-Based Diet, which he co-authored with Virginia Messina, another registered dietitian who is also a public health nutritionist. He also wrote a web-based book titled Vitamin B12, Are You Getting It? And a web-based resource called Staying Healthy on Plant-Based Diets. Both are available at veganhealth.org, a sister website of Vegan Outreach. Jack shares with us his advice for vegans who have concerns about vitamins D and B12.
I think vegans will always need B12 supplements or fortified foods because we're just not going to get enough inadvertently through either organic foods or any other random process that might happen with food. There's not enough B12 naturally in plant products, and we have to add it through supplementation. In regards to vitamin D, you can get vitamin D from the sun, but it's unreliable and it does increase your risk for skin cancer to try to be out in the sun a lot. So the RDA is currently 600 international units for vitamin D, and that requires supplements, and that's both for vegans and non-vegans. So I highly encourage people to be taking vitamin D supplements. You don't hear about it all that much, but it is the recommended guidelines by the US government.
The first thing Jack shares in his book, Vegan for Life, is a reference to the famous statement by the US Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics in 2016, which is also echoed by similar institutions in the UK, Canada, and Australia. It states,
"It is the position of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics that appropriately planned vegetarian, including vegan diets, are healthful, nutritionally adequate, and may provide health benefits in the prevention and treatment of certain diseases. These diets are appropriate for all stages of the life cycle, including pregnancy, lactation, infancy, childhood, adolescence, older adulthood, and athletes."
Jack explains that the caveat of well-planned should not intimidate anyone, because the truth is that any diet, whether vegan or not, needs to be well-planned.
Turn vegan is a rebirth of a high spiritual being.
Peaceful viewers will take a few moments to show you the amazing bond between humans and friends from the animal kingdom. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to our show entitled Vegan Outreach, A Force for Good with Jack Norris, vegan. Jack shares plenty of recipes from his wife of 14 years, vegan chef Alex Berry, who is also Vegan Outreach's Vice President of Development. You can also find hundreds of vegan recipes on Vegan Outreach's website. On the issue of how to feel satiated on a vegan diet, Jack says,
There's an article on veganhealth.org called Tips for New Vegans. The most important tip is to eat some high-protein foods at each meal to feel satisfied. And that would include vegan meat alternatives, tofu, tempeh, peanuts, beans, lentils, and peas. If you include some of those at each meal, you should feel like you're not depriving yourself. And another thing is to not think about what you can't eat. Think about adding new foods to your diet until you've crowded out the animal foods.
Jack also tells us how to stay the course on the vegan diet.
I stay aware of how you'd feel if your cat or dog was being kept in a tiny cage and then killed in a slaughterhouse. And the horror that causes to think of them in that situation, you can translate that to the cows, pigs, and chickens that also would feel similarly. And keeping that in the front of your mind is what keeps me motivated to be doing activism, thinking about the companion animals I've had over the years and thinking about them in such terrible conditions.
Jack further speaks about the environment.
I think the biggest impact of vegan eating in terms of society at large is alleviating climate change and other environmental problems. So whether it be through greenhouse gases, land use, water use, or pollution, a plant-based diet has a much lower environmental impact. And given the dire situation we're in regarding global climate change, it is a real important strategy to help alleviate that problem. And I think a lot of people are finding out about that. And I think that's one reason we've had such a great response to our online ads for 10 Weeks to Vegan.
At the conclusion of the interview, Mr. Jack Norris shared his wish for humans to change to a vegan diet.
My hope is advanced civilizations will have figured out how to not kill conscious individuals for food. And I expect that humans will stop eating other conscious individuals long before we populate other planets. So that's my hope, and we're doing all we can to try to make that happen.
We send a heartfelt thank you to Mr. Jack Norris and his team for all their noble efforts to protect animal people from suffering and make the world a better place for all. We sincerely wish them every success and boundless blessings from the heavens. Our beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai has for decades explained that kindness to all beings is a prerequisite for spiritual upliftment.
If we consider ourselves higher beings, then we should carry out higher noble acts, protect the weak and the innocent, and not abuse our power by harming our friends, especially if they do us no harm. We should listen to the great wise religious leaders of the past and present and regard our animal friends as sacred, cherished creations of God. And as a very basic gesture of dignity, respect, and kindness, we should be vegan. When we love and respect the animal people, we will develop our own spirituality. When we are able to expand this love to all other beings of the universe, including the animal people who are our co-inhabitants, we ourselves expand and become greater spiritually. A peaceful relationship with the animal people with no more killing would attract to us an abundance of divine blessings. And with the whole world extending such compassion to animal people, our planet's atmosphere, of course, would stabilize and even change to a more heavenly light, permeated with feelings of peace and love.
Supreme Master Ching Hai gratefully present Mr. Jack Norris the Shining World Vegan Promotion Award with all love, best wishes, and high praise for your great dedication and enthusiasm, plus $10,000 as a simple token of support for vegan outreach. May God keep you in His eternal embrace.
Supreme Master Ching Hai is deeply grateful to the most merciful, beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy, and any good cause over the years, as a humble vessel for His compassion and love towards His precious children.
For more information on Jack Norris, please visit veganoutreach.org and veganhealth.org, jacknorrisrd.com.
I've never eaten meat in my life, so I'm proof that you can build muscle with just plants. Nimai Delgado, vegan.
Precious viewers, it has been a pleasure to have your company for today's program. Coming up next is Supreme Master Ching Hai's thoughts on the urgent situation in Ukraine, Part 8 of 8, on Between Master and Disciples, right after noteworthy news. May you walk the way of love and benevolence on your journey home to heaven, in God's grace.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VE